Excuse me, guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a little bit of a yarn destash and I thought it'd be fun to film for you guys. I did already start, but don't worry, I'm nowhere near finished. I have so much yarn and I wanted to do the KonMari style, going through everything, seeing what brings me joy now. Because what used to bring me joy was just yarn, and now something different brings me joy from the yarn. I've already done the first pile of stuff, and I'll show you kind of what I've sorted out, and then we'll go through the second pile kind of together, and I'll show you what's going through my head and what I'm deciding that I want to keep, what's bringing me joy, what I want to get rid of, and let's go. Okay, so excuse any of the mess that you see. I am going through our whole apartment because we move out soon. But this is what I am keeping from the first pile that I went through. This is all my Lion brand Thick and Quick that I decided that I wanted to keep. These are a lot of blanket quantity amounts of yarn that I may want in the future, or they're good for my brand. They fit into my color scheme. So I have some of these jumbo sets. So these were their new colorways at the time. They've been out for a while now. City Lights. Not really sure what this one's called, but it's really pretty. I have a bunch of claret yarn here. And then some charcoal Thick and Quick, and then this is barley, and over here is just the last bit of Woolies chunky that I have. I really like to make men's hats out of these, so I want to keep them on hand. This is all yarn that I need to cake up that I want to keep, and then I have more yarn that I want to keep here. This is all of my oatmeal yarns. This is Fossil. This is a skein that I need to finish a blanket that I'm working on, some Hudson Bay, and then some random skeins over here. This is all the Hometown USA that I'm keeping. And this is the pile I am about to go through. So I went through and I grabbed all of the yarn throughout my apartment. It's kind of stashed everywhere because I don't have a lot of storage. But it's kind of stored everywhere because I don't have a ton of storage here. And when we move, I want to make sure that I just bring with me what I want to keep. I'm going to tackle this pile now. I'm really excited. I'm actually having a lot of fun with this. It's kind of just like relieving some stress, and it's like making me feel motivated. Usually I do this and then the second I dump the yarn out, I'm like, what did I do? Let me just put it away and move on. So I will show you kind of what my first destash pile looks like. I know there's gonna be more added to it and I'm very excited about that. So again, ignore the mess. I'm kind of going through everything like I said. This is what my yarn was stored in from whenever I moved. I never took it out. It's all of the yarn I'm getting rid of so far. It's all colored yarn basically, so all my Hometown USA. There's some random like Hobium yarn in here. I believe that's pretty much all that's in here, just Hometown USA and then some random Hobium yarn. And now our attention is brought back to this. This is mostly going to be acrylic yarn that I don't really use. I do know there's a bunch of kaleidoscope yarn from Loops and Thread in here. So I'm going to have to decide if I want to keep that or get rid of it. I'm really not sure because I love that yarn, but I haven't touched it in a while. Let's go ahead and dive in. Okay, so my favorite place to start, well, is basically just by dumping it in piles on my bed. I do this with my clothes as well, because if I put it on my bed, I have to do it because I have to sleep there tonight. So it just makes sense. So I just put it all on my bed, and this time I broke it down into sections. I did all of like my Lion brand Thick and Quick and Hometown USA, and now I'm doing my miscellaneous yarn, which is gonna be the harder one. And the way that I like to go about it is I like to pick out all of the same kind of yarn. So I know I have a bunch of kaleidoscope yarn in there, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dig through and pull out all the kaleidoscope yarn and decide what I wanna keep from that and what I wanna get rid of. It may be all of it, it may be none of it, and I'm not going to be ashamed either way because it's what brings me joy, it's what I want to keep in my stash, take with me, and maybe I'll part with eventually. I'm just not ready to yet. It's going to be a little hard, but I'm excited to get rid of some of this stuff that I've been holding on to for so long for no reason. Like, I haven't touched it in over a year, so I don't need it, is how I'm looking at it. I always think like, oh, what if I need it in the future for this project, I'll already have it, but why hold on to it when I could go buy it for that project in the future? And my style has changed recently. The yarns that I like have changed recently, so I don't want to keep holding on to this yarn that's just cluttering my life, stressing me out, knowing that I have it, knowing that I'm not using it. I just want to get rid of it. So that's what we're doing. And I'm going to dive in, and you guys are going to be put on a little time lapse so you can enjoy me going through it. Okay, you guys, so I went through that pile, and this is all yarn that I know for sure I want to keep. I know I want to keep these. I have a pattern I want to do with them. I need to cake these. I'm keeping this little bit of acrylic because I have a couple of cactus tutorials that I still want to do, and I want to make sure I have all the materials for that, and I know I will use it for sure. And then that's just some of my favorite cotton that I'm going to keep. This needs to go into this pile over here, which I invented. This is a I need to go through it again pile and see if I really want to keep it. I was just having a hard time and I was feeling overwhelmed with the giant pile, so I made a sub pile that I want to go through again. So after I clear this up and kind of get it organized, I'm going to go through this again. But you guys, this is the yarn pile that I want to get rid of. It is growing. It's pretty messy. I'm gonna cake up all the random little skeins and whatever and find them a nice home. But I'm really proud of this pile because it's huge and that's great. That's exactly what I want. I'm still keeping a ton, but I'm getting rid of a ton. So that's awesome. I know there's probably some more yarn around here somewhere, so I'm going to kind of organize this bit again and then find any random yarn that I have laying around, and then we're gonna go through that pile again. Then we're gonna cake everything up, and then I'm going to have a nice destashed stash, if that makes any sense. I'm really excited to have this done, and it's gonna feel so good to finally have everything kind of condensed and not like huge piles of yarn just everywhere because I don't have storage, like I said. It's gonna feel so good. Okay, here's something that I have a big problem with. I have a couple of blankets that I've started and I know I'm never gonna finish them. This one, I know it was like really hurting my hands, so I stopped working on it. And this one, I think I just got annoyed with the pattern because it's very just like, I don't know, I just didn't enjoy it anymore. So I'm not sure if I should keep them and keep like the yarn that goes with it, or frog them and make it into cakes, and I don't know what to do. Or what do you do whenever you have like big projects that you started that you know you're never gonna finish? Do you continue to hold on to them hoping that you will, or do you get rid of them? Do you frog them and get rid of them, or should I just like finish this off? I mean, they're both pretty good sizes already, so I guess I could finish them off and this could be like a cute little mat or just a throw over. And same with this. So maybe I'll do that. But if you have any suggestions, please let me know down in the comments below because I'm at a loss what to do with these blankets. Now that I'm looking at them, they're gorgeous and I kind of want to finish them. So maybe putting them away for over a year was a really good idea. Okay, so I think I've gathered all of the yarn that's in my apartment, minus a drawer of cotton that I have that I'm going to do at a later date because I have gone through that really recently. This is all the stuff that I had over here that I want to go through again, plus everything else that I found. It's all here and I'm gonna finish going through it. So here is an overview of everything I decided to keep so far. Well, I mean, this is everything I decided to keep in general, minus all my indie dyed yarn. That's completely separate. I did decide to keep all of my kaleidoscope yarn. I just wasn't ready to part with that, and that's totally okay. If you do this process and you don't get rid of a single thing, that's okay because it still brings you joy, and at least you went through it and you made sure that it's still making you happy. I also decided to keep all of my faucets yarn from Loops and Thread. I went through that recently and I did get rid of a few of them and I kept most of them, and I am getting rid of like a couple of them this time, but these are all the ones I'm keeping. I decided to keep my velvet yarn. It's good for some tutorials I still want to do. This as well is good for some tutorials. And then I'm keeping a couple of my big Karen cakes just because I really like the purple and the blue ones, so I decided to keep those in my stash and I'm gonna get rid of the rest. But that is everything that I am gonna be keeping, which is amazing. Wish I was able to show you guys what it kind of looked like before with where I was storing it. This is incredible. So I'm gonna pan down here and this is everything I'm getting rid of. It looks incredibly messy right now because it is. I just kind of threw it in the pile so I didn't have to like take the time to like move somewhere else and put it down. I didn't want to get out of my zone. So this is everything that's gonna be getting organized and getting rid of. And then I do have one drawer of cotton right here that I will go through again, but I've gone through it recently, and this is all stuff that I make my rainbow tops with, so I kind of just want to keep that on hand. Back here is where I kept a lot of the yarn. I kept a lot of the yarn in my husband's closet, and then just random places throughout the apartment that it would fit. Alright guys, so I'm pretty much done for the night. I got all of the yarn put away. I almost caked all of the little scrap bits, but not all of it. Now I just need to go through all of the yarn that I'm gonna get rid of so I can get it organized for a destash sale and then for donations. So it was pretty productive. I'm gonna come back and show you what it looks like. I wish I got like the before, because it was just like sitting in bags. There were some in totes, there were some in these like container drawers that I have. It was all over the place, and now it all fits in one location. It still looked like so much yarn to me, but it really did like come down to fitting all in one place, and I'm very happy. I'm going to start going through some of the stuff for the destash, and then I'll probably finish up tomorrow, and I'll come back and show you what everything looks like. So I have my yarn all organized now, and I was just gonna show you really quickly. I moved all my cotton up to this drawer. Luckily it fit barely. I don't know if I can get the drawer open, but it's all in there. And then I was able to stick my Thick and Quick like individual skeins in here, which is really nice. They all fit in there, which I am so happy about. And then this drawer is Hometown USA and the Woolies Chunky that I had. I went ahead and caked all of that up. And then back here I have those bags of Thick and Quick that you guys saw while I was organizing. I just have these two totes of yarn up here. So this is the Kaleidoscope and Faucets yarn, and then this is just the miscellaneous skeins that I'm keeping up there. That was all of the yarn that I'm going to keep. It fit really nicely into that container, and then obviously I still have those little bags of yarn, but that's okay. I do have a lot of yarn that I'm going to be destashing on my Etsy shop. I'm going to be doing that sometime in the upcoming week. It's going to take a lot of work because there's a lot of yarn. But if you follow me on Instagram at Lunar Knits by Lori, and follow my stories, you'll see whenever that's going to go live, and you can snag some yarn from me. So really quickly, I just wanted to do a little overview of the yarn that I'm deciding to get rid of. Just some of it that I'm sorting out right now. I have that basket full, and then I have a little bit down here. But that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me destash all my yarn, and maybe you feel inspired to do the same. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below with any video suggestions that you have or pattern ideas that you want to see, and be sure to subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this and who knows what else. I'll see you guys later. Bye!